Well, Arsenal will have a chance to retain their top spot on Tuesday if at all they happen to beat a team called Chelsea that they're entertaining at the Emirates Stadium. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where you're watching us from, I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Man City have gone ahead to really dislodge Arsenal from the top spot of the Premier League table after winning 2-1 against a team called Fulham. Remember that game was once at 1-1, but obviously Julian Alves scored a screamer from the 18-yard box and obviously saw his team known as Man City getting back to the top spot, meaning that Arsenal are now trying to fight and really win against Chelsea because Man City will be playing against Real Madrid over the weekend in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Arsenal will be looking to return back to winning ways after not winning any of their previous 4 games, drawing 2-2 against Liverpool, drawing 2-2 against West Ham, drawing 3-3 against Southampton, and obviously being beaten by Man City by 4-1. Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne with a brace, and obviously John Stones with another one to make it 4-1 as Trossard made an assist for Rob Holding to really score that one goal. That was a consolation goal for Arsenal. So it looks like both teams are really looking in bad shape according to me, because Chelsea, ever since Frank Lampard came in through, he has not gone ahead to even collect a draw from the 5 games they're going ahead to play. And his last Premier League game, he saw Brentford beat him at Stamford Bridge by 2-0. For Arsenal, they're beaten away by by 4-1, and that means they're into a very deadly position. So Mikel Arteta would like to really make some good changes according to me, and some changes have to be made. If Arteta doesn't make any changes in the starting 11 that's been playing for the previous 4 games of Arsenal, then I think he would have gone ahead to really show to us that he's really a man who doesn't learn from his mistakes, even if they win, because I know every manager would love to give his players another chance to really prove themselves, but this is not the time to prove themselves because they've gone ahead to let him down in the most important games of the season to see to it that Man City is really doing the needful and they're back on top of the table. So when you look at Chelsea, they're having Frank Lampard as the interim coach, and obviously they are really looking ugly. They are really looking ugly, and for Chelsea, they are really not having the following players: Mason Mount, Reece James. They might not be here until the remainder of the season. Chicharella is also facing a couple of weeks out with a thigh injury, and then Ahmad Braja and Marcus Bintelli, the reserve goalkeeper, they are also out until the end of the season, while Khalid Koulibaly is having a thigh injury. Kai Havertz is also having another knee injury, but he might return ahead of this game of Arsenal. So Aubameyang and Modric are returning to Arsenal, and let's wait and see how that happens. João Felix is also available, and Chelsea are really having those players out. For Arsenal, they're having Elneny and Tomiyasu ruled out until the end of the season. Even William Saliba is not expected to return to play part into this season of Arsenal, so that looks like they're having close to 3 players injured, and they are not really willing to see themselves in the position of coming in through and obviously putting in a shift for side known as Arsenal. So according to me, having dropped 9 points in the previous 4 games, meaning that they've gone ahead to collect 3 out of the possible 12, Arsenal have found themselves in a position of really needing to drop certain players, because on playing against Chelsea, the entire team never showed up apart from one player known as Aaron Ramsdale, who really saved the day from really getting a typical annihilation coming in from Man City. But you might find that Arsenal has been performing that because of pressure. That's it. They've been performing like that because of pressure, and you never know when they're not on top of the table and they're just playing second fiddle, they might find themselves back to winning ways and put themselves in a position of really beating Chelsea, because Chelsea is one of the worst teams. You know, they're now even the bottom half. Teams like Crystal Palace are even ahead of them. Chelsea is having 39 points, but you never know. This might be the perfect game for Frank Lampard to come out and really collect points at Chelsea. Remember, Chelsea, well coached by Thomas Tuchel last season, they came at the Emirates and beat Arsenal by 2 goals to nil. I remember Lukaku and Reece James were the players responsible for really causing the havoc to Arsenal. But remember, Arsenal had lots of players out in their starting 11 because of COVID. You understand? So this time around, they are coming to Emirates to face a wounded lion. I understand Chelsea is a wounded lion, but when did the Lion of Chelsea last even score a goal in a game? So they don't score goals, that is Chelsea for you, and they don't find themselves in positions of really defending. So they concede very many goals and they don't really score goals. So I think this is a perfect game for Arsenal to revive their title hopes, because every time they win, they'll be piling more pressure onto City. You know, we all know that City have gone ahead to do this. They've gone ahead to win 8 consecutive games, breaking the record of Arsenal. They really went ahead to put up after losing 3-1 to City at Emirates, and they went ahead to win 7 consecutive games from, I think it was from the 16th, or this is the 17th or 18th, from the 18th of Feb to the game they won against Leeds 4-1, I think, as soon as we returned from international break. That is around, was it first? I think it was first or 2nd April. That is Arsenal for you. So Man City are really having a very good run, and we've seen them not crumble in such positions, but they're really having lots of tournaments to play in. And I've seen the likes of Gary Neville coming out and really giving out an analogy of how Arsenal can get back into the title race, that if at all Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland get an injury. So as it stands, it's really great for a side known as Man City, but let's wait and see how things are going to pan out, because I believe if Man City drop 2 points or 3, that can really get Arsenal back to winning ways, or to title competition ways, if at all Arsenal find themselves in a position of not really losing any of their remaining 5 games they've gone ahead to really left with in the end of the season, to the end of the season. Now let's go to this predicted starting 11 of Arsenal, as I believe Arteta is going to drop certain players and really start certain players. The system of play is going to be a 4-3-3. I think for this game it's perfect, and it will really look great. The game is going to be played at Emirates. In goal, obviously Aaron Ramsdale, a man that saved them on the day. They would have gone ahead to swallow close to 4 or 5 goals at half-time, but obviously he really went ahead to put in saves that kept Arsenal into the game, though Arsenal really never found themselves in a position of really looking like they're going to get back. Right back, they're having only one option. I think it's going to be Ben White again, playing to that right back. The only lightning stick that they're really having, if at all it burns down, I don't know what Mikel Arteta is going to do, but Ben White has proven that he's not an injury-prone player, because even last season went ahead to play close to 36 games in the Premier League. It shows you that he's really solid and willing to put in a shift for the team of Arsenal. And again, a City, I don't think his side was really vulnerable, but the entire team of Arsenal was really nowhere to be seen. They never showed up on the day. So to me, the first change that if I'm Mikel Arteta I make is this: Zinchenko looked horrible against Man City, and he's one of those players that you would really put your Spain on when they're really going to play a team like City, because he knows what it means in such games. And guess what? I bench Zinchenko for Tierney. That's it. I bench Zinchenko for Tierney in this game, and I really see him benched, because some players need what we call a wake-up call. They need a wake-up call, and what is the best wake-up call? Benching these players, and obviously getting in another player that can get the job done and dusted. Maybe if at all Tierney might play part into the remaining games of the season, he might find himself in a position of really knowing that, all right, I might be having some glimmer of hope to be part into the Arsenal squad next season, because he has really lost hope. Because even when Zinchenko plays badly, the manager goes ahead and really flaunts him on the field of play every time. Then we go to the central defense. I think the same players are really going to play. On the right side of central defense, Rob Holding. Then on the left side of central defense, it's going to be Gabriel Magalhaes. I know people have gone ahead to throw a lot of dart or stitch to Rob Holding, but I think none of the goals I can go ahead and really say it was for Rob Holding, because if he was marking Haaland as centre half and really goes past him, the likes of Partey were close and Granit Xhaka, where were they? This was a game of football where Arsenal players had to go ahead and really put their bodies on the line. Now, who put their bodies on the line in the 10 that we are playing up midfield and back of the pitch? No one. So I think they can really come in through and obviously defend the likes of Aubameyang, Kai Havertz, and obviously cause a lot of havoc to a City, to a team of Arsenal. So that is it. Let's see. In the central defense midfield, another huge change I'm supposed that Arteta should make, according to me, it's this one. Thomas Partey crumbled in the previous 4 games that Arsenal has seen themselves lose. Thomas Partey has had a hand in every loss these 2 teams have gone ahead to make on the day. So to me, I start Jorginho in the central defense midfield position and I will bench Partey. You know, if I don't bench Partey, I bench Granit Xhaka. You know, a change should be made. A change should be made in that midfield. That midfield needs a new breather to really take them to the next level and obviously send out a statement to these players that I have the right to bench and really start players. So those changes should be made. Thomas Partey is really bad. I've seen someone coming out and insinuating that he might be having an injury. He's being played with an injury. I don't think Mikel Arteta can risk a player who is really injured when he's having any player who can get the job done. In the name of Jorginho, Thomas Partey is physically fit, but it has showed you his mentality in such games that he has gone ahead to crumble. That's it. Now, on the other shoulders, I expect Odegaard and Granit Xhaka to start alongside Jorginho. I think he can play that midfield like that. I don't want to see him really pick out very many players, but I think the heart of the central defensive midfield needs to really get a little bit of a change, and that's why we are calling in for Jorginho to start into that position. Then after that, we go to the front 3 of Arsenal. I think Saka looked horrible against Man City, but you can give him a chance to come out and revive himself. Then on the left attacking side of the midfield, very many shouts out going in for Trossard to start. Has another assist in the Arsenal shirt. I think that is the 8th assist for Arsenal ever since he came in through. But I think Mikel Arteta is so much ready to bring back this player onto the left forward of the pitch. That is Gabriel Martinelli to start. Then leading the line, obviously Jesus is going to be the main man to lead that line of Arsenal as they talk on his side, which goes by the names of by the games of Chelsea. So that is my predicted starting 11, and I think some 2-3 changes are supposed to be made if at all Mikel Arteta is to really see his team going ahead to win the remaining 5 games and obviously take his tally to 9 points, you know. So that's Mikel Arteta for you, and that's my predicted starting 11. But if Arsenal win against Man City on Tuesday, they would have gone ahead to win 3 consecutive games against them in the Premier League. Remember, last season, the game they played away at Emirates, Arsenal beat Chelsea by 3-2. I think Emily Smith-Rowe got himself a brace. I think Emily Smith-Rowe scored 1 and Nketiah got himself a brace. Then at the beginning of this season, they went away at Chelsea and beat Chelsea by 1-0. That is Arsenal for you. So this time around, they want to really take that to the next level, and I think all what they need is this win. You know, chances are still there, though they are still hard for Arsenal to win the league, but never say never in such situations, because anything can happen. Trust me, anything can happen in such situations. So I think Arteta needs to make some good changes, and I think you now know what changes he should make, and you also have your own opinions on who should be benched and who should be started into this fixture. So guys, your thoughts on to Arteta benching Thomas Partey, dropping Zinchenko for Jorginho, and Quintian respectively are welcome in the comment section below. Would you fancy, would you support me? Because I believe Jorginho is more comfy in the midfield than Thomas Partey. I believe with a team that has a lot of passing abilities like Arsenal, they really benefit a lot in playing Jorginho in a CDM area than a player known as Thomas Partey. So guys, your thoughts onto my team are welcome in the comment section below. I think you might be having different narratives, but I'm calling upon your say into the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. But all I know is that this must be a must-win for Arsenal to revive its title charge anticipations, because never say never until the game is done. And if at all I'm Arsenal, I wouldn't like to see a team like Man City going ahead to really win this trophy with 3 games to go. No. And me, a man who supports Manchester United, I would love to see Arsenal giving Man City a stretch, you know, until the last day. That's it, because I want to see City have its players tired. By the time we play them into the Champions League, then into the finale of the FA Cup, they would have gone ahead to have some injuries and have some players tired. That will help us really build up a very good fight against them in the final. So I'd love to see Arsenal going out and not giving them an easy ride for the title, because I know City can draw points like you saw them today play against Fulham. They've gone ahead to really get that game far away from where it was supposed to be. So they have to play Brighton away, they have to play West Ham away. So I expect lots and lots and lots of changes to come in through as this team really goes ahead to give them a stretch. So I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Rokani David remains my name, and see you later, guys, because you're really amazing. This is the 3rd video of the day, and let's see how we are going to continue to bring you more and more and more of these videos, because you guys deserve this. I'm out.